Hello everybody. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of coloring here. We've got a couple sets of different colored pencils, Reeves colored pencils, and we have some Artist's Loft colored pencils. Pretty sure these probably came from Michael's or something like that. They're just the kind of generic colored pencils. So I'm certainly not a pro artist or anything. And then we have this Marvel's Women of Power coloring book. And while I go through this and do a little bit of coloring, I'll be chewing some Trident watermelon twist gum. As you can see, I'm kind of random about what pieces I pick, even though there's an obvious order to keeping things in these packs. Okay, so first and foremost, I ended up picking this up a while ago at a Michael's craft store. So I was like, wow, in terms of kind of the adult branded coloring books, this one seemed super detailed and cool. On the back, got a bunch more of the Marvel female characters. Are some of Marvel's greatest heroes, and they're waiting for you to put some color into their lives. So let's see who looks somewhat easy to color, because some of these are like full panels like this that would probably take a couple years. And it's neat because this features the artwork of a bunch of different artists. This might be a good one since they showcase all the colors on the back panel, but let's look through it a little bit. Ooh, this one's really cool. Looks like we've got Lady Loki here. No, I'm not as familiar with Marvel characters as I am with the DC characters. So unfortunately, I won't know a ton of them, but I do know, I'm pretty sure this is Squirrel Girl by the tail and the ears. It's neat seeing that there's a dragon in the background of this one. Looks like she's been kicking some butt. This looks like Thanos on the ground here. I do know that this is Black Cat. She really wouldn't require a whole lot of coloring there, since her outfit is black with white fur accents. I think this one is Gwenpool. So lot of Deadpool. They did like a Gwenpool and a Spider-Gwen. She's a cute design. This, I believe, is some of the X-Men. But I could be wrong. I really need to look more into my Marvel characters. I'd like to say this is Captain Marvel, based on this design here and the haircut, but I'm not sure who this is. I'd say Catwoman, but this isn't DC, just Marvel. Maybe it's an older design for someone. But it's really neat because I'm pretty sure some of these are full-on comic book panels. This is another Gwenpool. I'm not sure of all the Deadpool lore, so I don't know who the duck is, but looks pretty zany. And we've got a Spider-Woman character swinging around all the buildings in the background. Not quite sure who this is. Maybe Ant-Woman? Like the Wasp, I should say. Ant-Woman is the Wasp. The character that is the counterpart to Ant-Man. I think that's what I'm going to start on. I'm a big Lady Loki fan. I'm a big Loki fan overall. I think I'm going to start giving her some color here. Let's see if we can't find some green, some gold. Looks like a nice gold color to start with. This might be a little bit light, but I can do some highlighting with that. Nice dark green. Start with these first. definitely no pro at coloring, so forgive me if I go outside the lines a little bit here. I'm always impressed when I see folks that can use just simple colored pencils and things and really bring these kind of like coloring books, or they'll just print out a picture of the character and color it with like realistic shading, so it looks like it's part of like official colored artwork, either done on a computer or it's just incredible how bit of an eye some folks have for shading and all of that. I gotta say, it's been a while since I've broken out a coloring book. It's like when you're a kid, coloring kind of feels like it's your job. You're like, I'm gonna be productive today. I'm gonna do some coloring, I'm gonna do some reading, and I'm gonna do some video game playing. And as a kid, it feels like it fills up a whole day. Like you worked a solid 9 to 5, making a picture for the fridge, or for a friend or something. And then when you're an adult, I feel like it becomes kind of a luxury that we don't make time for often. As you can see by the fact that I don't think I've colored any of the pages in this book. I'm pretty sure I've had it for a good year or so. I haven't really made a lot of time to do any coloring. Now, I'm not perfectly sure how Lady Loki's color scheme goes outside of a lot of green and gold and some black and brown maybe. But we're gonna take a page out of Bob Ross's book and just kind of feel it out. Gonna give her boots some fun little gold accents. Gotta look styling. Even when you're commanding the throne of Asgard or Jotunheim. Time for a little bit of green. We might end up going back to the gold for some more areas, but I'm gonna get some green here. I might be making the tips of her hair a little bit green, but that's okay. I remember as a kid, I used to be kind of fascinated by the different ways that people would hold a writing utensil. Like some folks would literally just do that and still be able to color really well. This was a really popular way to hold a writing utensil as a kid for some reason. I think they taught us this with those big gripper things. I always held it like this, even though when I used to take notes, I'd get kind of a callus going here. But nowadays I just type everything at work and only write on like Post-its and things, so. Or if I'm writing a thank you card or something like that, I can take advantage of the cursive we were taught in school. But I remember I used to pay a lot of attention to people's handwriting and how they would hold writing utensils. And I'd try to mimic them if I liked how it looked or how their handwriting looked. Let's see. I don't know what this should be. Maybe this should be. I don't want to do too much black, but I also don't want to do too much green and gold either. But I think that needs to be. Let's see what we've got. Got some brown. There we go. It's hard to tell on the color. It's all the way at the bottom here. I'm not too good at telling just from the tip of the colored pencil. Start on the bottom of her boots here. I might end up going over some of these colors with some different colors just to give it some depth. Kind of gives me flashbacks to art class in school. Not that we did a lot of coloring in our class, but there's a lot of kind of blending and stuff that they'd have you do. Make the bottom of the shoes a little bit darker here. It's like there's a lot of black in the picture already, a lot of shading. So I don't want to make it too overly dark, but I also know that I think Loki's color scheme is a lot of green, black, and gold. At least from what I've seen of the Marvel universes, the cinematic universes, Loki. Although they gave him some blue and stuff in Ragnarok, which was cool. I'm gonna leave this to decide on later because I don't know if I want to add some green or something there. But I think I'm gonna color some of the guards. And I don't know the appropriate Asgardian color. So they're gonna become kind of like Wonder Woman. I guess it could be like Thor colors. The red, blue, and kind of silvery tone. You know, I really need to find, I'm sure there's some different counterparts of these. I'd like to find if they did, a DC one or if they did one that was featuring kind of the guys of the cast, some of the other characters too. I just think the artwork is pretty cool to look at, since they did so many artists were featured. I feel like this would be kind of intimidating as a kid because the lines are so small for some of it. But as a kid, you don't really pay attention to that kind of thing as much. I remember the Sunday paper used to do kids coloring contests. And you bet every week I colored that bad boy to the best of my ability. And most of the time I wouldn't get around to sending it in because I didn't really know how to send a letter at that age, but I had really big dreams of grandeur of what would happen when I would someday win. Let's see, I think it should be, I don't know if this gray would be too dark, so we're going to start with her belt just in case it's too gray. That's a pretty good gray. I want to make her headpiece silver, but once you start, you kind of have to stick to the color. But this is a good silvery gray, so I'll keep that for the little accents. Pretty cool helmet. Although I think if I were in their universe, I'd be a little bit scared of some of these edges here. I'd be like, I'm probably gonna poke my eye out on this if I'm getting in the heat of battle, and I'd want something covering the top of my head too. But maybe it's just uniform purposes. They're all Asgardians. They've got god blood in them, so they probably don't even really need these. But it's starting to come together a little bit. It's funny how when they do it, where it's drawn in such dramatic black and white, and the smallest bit of color really brings these two characters to the forefront. But I'm probably gonna pause here, and I'll put a colored pencil in the binding to save our spot, so that I can pick this up later on down the line, and we can continue working on the picture here. So, if you'd like this to become a little bit of a series, definitely let me know, because I'm definitely enjoying getting to go back and color. A little bit of nostalgia. Once again, everybody, thank you so much for watching, for all of your comments and feedback and suggestions. I hope that you're able to have a relaxing day or night. Until the next video.